Hello, thank you for listening to and watching You Had Options. This episode, I have Fraser from the very good band Wrong Life. Great conversation. Talk about the new Wrong Life LP that came out, full length. We talk about surefire ways to make money, business dealings. We also talk about, just salt of the earth, Jessica White and his family. Great conversation. Go follow Fraser and Wrong Life on Instagram at Wrong Life Mate. It's Wrong Life spelled out like normal, then M8. Go follow You Had Options at You Had Options everywhere. Go to the Handsome Scoundrels website, buy merch. Go buy merch from Fraser and Wrong Life. Thank you. I hope you enjoy.
It was a countdown of some sort. I was scared for a second.
Oh yeah. It was gonna put the countdown. It starts counting down and it puts all of your it doxes you, it puts the address you're at right now and your social security number.
Oh, cool.
Do they have social security numbers in Scotland? Is that a thing?
Now we have the national insurance. So,
oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting all this stuff squared away. Okay, I think we're good, man.
No.
Okay, Fraser. Hello, thanks for joining me again.
Hi there. Oh, thanks for having me.
It's been a minute since we talked over the internet, face to internet to face.
Yeah, the old face to internet to face combo.
Yeah.
When was that? That was like a couple of years ago, right?
I think that was right before your first Wrong Life album. No. It was even before that. It was I think it was into 2020.
Yeah, it would have been the
maybe early 2021.
Yeah.
But you've got a new album that just dropped.
Yes, that was the one that I was recording at the time that we last spoke. Yeah, it took forever. Yeah, the thing of anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I think this is the time that that album is the one that that is no word of a lie. No exaggeration.
Is it? Yeah. Well, it's I don't know, trying to put out a record is I don't know, trying to fucking turn a humongous ship around, I guess. I don't know. It's and all this you're juggling all this shit, and I don't know. I guess people who haven't put out records don't understand, especially independent punk level.
Yeah, there was a lot more home recording. So yeah, that was a nightmare because I'd never really done that before. I'm pretty good at it now. I've got the hang of it. but I was using this like old laptop that yeah, it's so old. Fucking wind up laptop. Um, and yeah, it would blow up every like 2 minutes, and I couldn't download like a good software package for it. So there was like the closest thing to like manually cutting tape, but honest, uh, which is not good for someone that's like not actually even recorded like track stuff themselves before really. So it took forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you do? Wait. So did you do all the recording yourself?
Apart from the drums, yeah, I did everything. Um,
Damn.
yeah, yeah. It was a dumb idea, I think, in retrospect. But yeah, let's keep busy. So
Uh, yeah. Uh, it's like when you're writing stuff. Do you write with just a guitar? Like when
um,
you're coming up with songs?
yeah, I tend to do that. I tried recently to um just kind of like wing demos like on Logic and just see where it would end up. And then
Yeah.
I figured that I could just try and kind of piece it together from there. But then I just ended up with that full like winged version in my mind and then couldn't get past that. So I tend to just not commit anything to you know, fucking, recording until it's ready, like structure wise. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. All I did, it was cool hearing something coming together, but if I want to hear a full song, I can just listen to someone else's music. So I
Yeah.
don't need to do that with myself and end up stuck for like months with this like shit version of a song that I can't get in my head.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Shit. Um, the I had a question about the. I like how some of your titles will like for different songs like kind of work it. They're woven together. Like what the dreaming in the key of violence, and then the last song. What's the name of that one? Living in the
That's
key
number
of
four.
hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that like a William Blake thing or like a I don't know. I don't want to get too philosophical or
Well, the thing is, I like to spend like, yeah, a lot of time like try to tie things together, and then
yeah.
about -5 people notice. So then I wonder like, the fuck am I doing? But like I lose my mind
Yeah.
over it, like trying to like make sure things like tie in and that I don't say like certain words too often and all that sort of thing and tear everything apart. And then maybe in like a decade's time, someone will be like, "Oh, that was cool, you did that thing."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice. It's nice of you to say before a decade has passed. So thank you.
Yeah, man. Well, I don't want you to be like, I don't know. I don't know where we're going to be in 10 years. Maybe the same exact place or like shot into space or something. I don't know. So I was hoping to get that out before whatever the next step in human de-evolution or whatever is.
Yeah. Well, I know what you know what they say that when you compliment an album in space, no one can fucking hear it.
Yeah, I know. That's right. Nobody can hear it. Sometimes you put out an album on Earth and nobody can hear it. You know.
That's mostly the case. It comes out.
Yeah, that's my experience with putting out music.
What have you been doing music like?
Man, man. Uh, my girlfriend and I moved to Birmingham, Alabama. Uh, that's where I am right now. Which is pretty cool. A lot of music and stuff going on. It's a lot of like uh, hardcore community here. A lot of
Mm.
punk bands here. Yeah, just I don't know, trying to figure it out, figure out what I'm doing. Uh, trying to keep this podcast alive, talking to my buds and people I think are cool. Yeah, man. Just life,
You get some
just
good life.
ups and downs. Thanks. I put those up last weekend. I can do all sorts of stuff. Hold on. Let's see. I've got the there's an app for it. So we can go red, we can go green. They've got different
Oh wow.
Whatever you want, Fraser.
I like the green one.
You like the green one? We can keep it on that.
Yeah, I think. Cool.
But you played in Chicago recently? Before was that in December?
That was in December, yes. Yeah, it was Wicked Opossum Records asked me to do a song for a tribute to the Kinks.
Okay.
Which yeah, Mike at the labels put a shift in with every aspect of the tribute. So, and one of the things he did was invited me out to play a release show with Riverboat Gamblers and a bunch of other bands that are on the comp and stuff, and yeah, it was fun.
That's cool. Do you plan on touring a lot with Wrong Life? What are your thoughts on touring right now?
Well, I do have plans to do some stuff later in the year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be out for like 2 months at a time.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and keep that minimum.
Yeah. It's tough. Yeah.
Stuff, but, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's like, whenever you're not touring a lot or playing shows, do you miss it? And then when you get out there, you're like, fuck, why am I doing this? Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of goes between those. There've been some gigs I've played recently where you come out of it being like, oh, that was amazing. I need to do this more often. And then there's other ones like, why the fuck am I here? Why am I putting myself?
Oh yeah.
So, but the wrong life stuff so far is I haven't done too much, but it's been kind of overwhelmingly. God, this is great. We should do this more.
Nice.
I'm quite apathetic at my old age, so yeah.
I feel you.
I think it's taken a while to get me to kind of go out and do that. Also, like, I was always frustrated with the old band in terms of I hated doing studio stuff, but I wanted to do more of it. So that was a bit of a conflict. I like the songs existing, but I hate I hated the process of making any effort to make that happen.
I feel you.
Yeah, but now that I'm I've got to grips with like recording and mixing and stuff like that. I'm enjoying like just kind of working on songs more and putting more stuff out. I've got like another Wrong Life 7-inch coming out. That'll probably be a couple of months, and then I've just made plans today actually to hopefully putting another album out in the summer.
A whole full length out for Wrong Life?
Yeah, it's 10 new songs. So
damn.
Yeah, so I'm kind of enjoying doing that more.
That's cool.
But it would be good to get out and play some good places.
Yeah, I think I told you last time we did this, like, every release that comes out, it seems like, I don't know, you're just getting better at songwriting. Not, or it's getting tighter or whatever, I'm bad at compliments. Do you see yourself, I don't know, using weird instruments or like synths or anything crazy?
I'd like to use a gut bucket.
Gut bucket.
Yeah, a gut bucket.
What is that?
Gut bucket music these days. It's just like a, I think it's a bucket.
Gut
Like
bucket.
a
Okay.
bit like fucking like a like a broom handle, and then like
One string.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's a bit like a gut bucket.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
I would like to, I mean, not go crazy with synthy kind of stuff, but yeah, I kind of have messed
Yeah.
around with some stuff for like the next one. But it needs to be tasteful. Like, I'm not trying to be new wave here. I do have a keyboard behind me that
Yeah.
well set up. The only time I've used it was the first time I got COVID, and I decided that I was going to try and learn how to play as well as Andrew WK on the, on the keyboard.
Oh man, that's tough. Yeah.
But he's really good. Yeah, he's like a really high grade, and I hadn't played it since school. I did play a bit of Ready to Die at a really slow pace, and that's as far as I got, and I haven't switched it on since.
Do you think is that the real Andrew WK? Do you get into any of that Andrew
Love
WK
it,
conspiracy stuff? Me
yeah.
too. I love it.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I think it's the real one. I think it's the one guy. I think he's just maybe took an idea and ran with it, and confused a lot of people. Have
Yeah.
you read the book, like the book about I Get Wet?
No, I've watched. There's like a short documentary about it that I watched.
Mm-hmm. There's a book on I Get Wet, and one of those like 33 and a third series ones that's really interesting. It goes deep into it. Doesn't clear much up, but it's yeah, I recommend reading it though. I was actually I think it was a couple of years ago, maybe. No, I would have been 3 years ago now, probably 4. Who knows? But I'd read that book, and then I got a new job, like a new temp job, and like the day I think before I read that, the day before I went for the interview, I read that book, and it turns out someone that used to play with Andrew WK and like old bands. It was at the university in Edinburgh, the job, and this guy worked like for the university. And then I looked at like, I can't remember what department it was he worked in, but it turns out the job that I got was in the building next to the department that he worked in. But he did not work there anymore, because the first thing I did when I started that job was went on like the uni like internet or whatever and looked for his name, because I was like, I'm gonna lose this job so quickly by like punishing this guy about Andrew WK. But thankfully for him, he didn't work there anymore. But now,
Fraser, you gotta stop emailing this guy. Yeah. Did he just sign a bad deal with like his first like record contract? Wasn't that the thing? And then he can only do like piano touring for a while.
It was the weird thing was when the second album came out, when The Wolf came out, it was after that there was the weird thing where because someone apparently hacked his website and said all this weird shit, and then he disappeared, and then he could only release music in Japan. And then when he came out of that weird contract, he released an album of improvised piano, which is meant to be like the sound of freedom. Yeah, it's bizarre. I could like talk about that forever. I try not to get in too many conversations with people about Andrew WK, because I feel like the person I'm talking to probably doesn't have enough time on earth left.
I love it. I'm all about that stuff. It's like I love pro wrestling, so this stuff is like, oh, this is a pro wrestling like storyline. So
yeah,
love it.
He does have another album before I Get Wet, that is mainly just instrumental stuff. I think it's called Necronomicon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's like a classically trained pianist, right?
Yeah. He's like, I can't remember what grade, but yeah, he's really good. So he's a dumb person
Yeah.
because I should have picked like, like nursery rhymes or something to try and learn first. But I jumped in at the deep end.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Are you familiar with Soldier Boy, that rapper?
Yeah. Well,
Maybe you can try some Soldier Boy songs. Yeah.
Okay, right. Fair enough.
But yeah, I used to work at a call center for like medical billing.
Mm.
And so, it's a terrible job because you're calling like dead people and not knowing that they're dead, but you're asking for whoever, and they're recently talking to their wife or something, being like, "Hey, is Stephen Williams there or whatever?" And they're like, "No, he died." They're like, "Oh, okay." Well, but anyways, yeah, collected pretty much trying to get money from poor people who didn't have money. It was terrible. Hated the job.
I worked at a call center for a while. I can't remember what I was doing. I think I was just resetting passwords for people. Like,
Yeah.
And one time, yeah, like an old lady phoned and was like, I can't remember my password for this thing. So I said I'll reset it. I'll give you the like temporary password so you can reset it. And I was like, do you have a pen handy? And she said, no, I've got no hands. And I thought it was a joke. So I laughed quite a lot. And then it turned out she was like, no, I genuinely don't have any hands. I'm going to have to like get someone. Now I've like, yeah, really felt that bad in my life again, I think.
Ooh, buddy. Oh, God. Oh, man. That's rough.
Yeah.
It's just sucks the wind. It just turns the room into a vacuum. And it's just.
Yeah. I hated working at a call center. My anxiety levels were never higher, I think.
Oh, yeah. It's terrible. Because nobody's calling you because they're having like a good day. And you're not calling anybody with like good news,
Yeah. Maybe we should start a call center where that is that's it. Like people just phone with good news and we can just call people with good news.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know how it would make it. But
yeah. Man, it sucks. It's like, it seems like the only way to make money from people is just like being mean, screwing people over,
right,
in that world.
Idea. We'll start a call center where we only phone and give people bad news and try and screw them over. How about that?
I love it.
Right, cool.
We're just going through the phone books.
Yeah. Bad news, you owe me money.
Bad, you owe us money. We've seen your social media accounts. Your new haircut looks stupid. Your car's dumb. I don't know. Your pets are unattractive. Goes on and on.
I'm starting to feel bad about this now. Maybe we should flip it back to the good one.
What's that?
I'm feeling bad about this now. Maybe we should flip it back.
No, we're too far in. We've already. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But it was like, but some of the hospitals, like this company would support that I worked at, it would be like they'd have like Los Angeles County or like, New York City or whatever. So they're like, don't search for like famous people because they might be in there. But you tell me not to search for famous people. That's what I'm going to do. But are you familiar with Jessica White, the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia?
Oh yeah. I've watched it a bunch of times. It was the copyrights that got me into that shit.
That's great. Yeah.
I think it was like 11 years ago. Yeah, close to 11 years ago that Mother Burgers toured with the copyrights in Europe, and we had like a TV in the van, so we watched that. I went back to it a bunch of times.
It's great, but the place I worked at, it's probably illegal. You know, they have what they call HIPAA, which is like health health privacy stuff. But yeah, they were servicing a hospital in Boone County. I forgot.
Yeah.
Whatever, in West Virginia. Yeah. So I had to look up like all the family members.
Yeah.
You know.
It'd be a crime not to, and a crime to.
Right. Yeah, I was really put in an unwinnable situation, you know.
Pretty unfair.
It's not my fault. What?
Yeah, I need to watch that again.
Yeah, both the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia are great. The most recent one and the Dancing Outlaw, like the original one, is great.
I've not watched Dancing Outlaw yet. I need to get around to that.
Oh, you gotta watch that one. It's great. It was like a public broadcast, PBS, our public broadcasting station. I think they did like the original documentary on him. Yeah, it's great. He's, you know, because he's, you know, you feel it's weird. Do you feel bad for the guys, for these people? It's some point you do.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
because it's like they were born in this shitty. Well, sorry, not. You know, they were born in this situation where it's like, well, what can I do? You know,
I think it was one of them that got out of it and moved to like Chicago or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it must be. Yeah, you can't help it. Yeah, feel bad about people being born in terrible situations.
Yeah, well, it's like, well, of course I'm gonna like have to huff gas and sell pills to make money and all this shit. But yeah, the original one is good. He's talking about how he's got multiple personality disorder, and like one of his personalities is Jesco, the normal guy. One is Elvis Presley, which is like you know, the fun party guy, and then one is Jesse, who is like the dark trying to like stab his wife guy.
All right. Yeah, I may watch that. One of the things that sticks in my mind is I can't remember what member of the family it is, but when he says he's been huffing gasoline for 10 long years, but he just holds up like 5 fingers when he says it.
Dude, yeah, man. It's man.
What the first tour we did in America, it turns out we played not too far from there and somewhere in West Virginia, but I wasn't aware of the documentary or anything then. Yeah, it was a pretty strange show. It was cool. I like playing places that no one usually plays, so it was good to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a Scottish equivalent, like these weird mythical people?
I mean, there has to be. Nothing's coming to mind. Yeah, but there will be.
Maybe. Maybe, yeah. We can. I'll fly out to Scotland. I'll bring a camera. We'll find. There's got to be some. You know.
I did. There's
got to be some.
Not with not Scottish, but I did. Have you ever had a Mad Frankie Fraser? He was like a London gangster, like train heist guy. Ended up like in a pub with him one time years ago. Had a day off on tour with D-Cracks, and we went to this pub in London, and there's an old guy sitting there, and he was like, "Oh, I saw you looking over at me." I was like, "Ah, we kind of didn't." And he was like, "No, I saw you looking at me. It is me." I was like, well, who are you? And he was like, Mad Frankie Fraser. And I was like, nah. And then I Googled it and I was like a recent picture of him. I was like, that is 100% Mad Frankie Fraser. So we ended up like drinking with him. And he
Hmm.
took a shine to me because of the Fraser thing. So he told me the same stories over and over and over. One
Of
about
course.
ripping a warden's ear off in prison and flushing it down the toilet, like inside of a prison riot. And then one about how they were going to hang him, but it turns out like the judge or something was well, it was the judge. They took the judge. He played football with him at school or something, so
It's a
he
good
didn't get the death
reason.
penalty. But
Ah,
yeah, he
that's
kept like
great.
coming up to my face and like pretending to punch me and then going, I got you. Kept doing that to me all the time.
Oh
Then I
no.
noticed he did free drinks all night as well. So I thought if I hang around with Mad Frankie Fraser for long enough, maybe I'll get a free drink. And then he just suddenly got up and left at one point. Um,
Went to He's going to rob
went
another
to,
train probably.
yeah, well, he's dead now. He's robbing trains in purgatory.
R.I.P. We'll do a in memoriam at the end of this episode for Mad Frankie,
I don't know how far
like the
that goes.
Oscars. Yeah.
Yeah,
The when you're going back to the music, this is all about the music, Fraser. Uh, do you have like when you coming up with lyrics? Do you have like a notes app that's just like full of just like one line of lyrics?
yeah, I have a good system, but I have a notes app that I frequently accidentally delete things from, and I also just write things down on like bits of paper, and then they just end up scattered around, and then I have to put them together. Um, but when I do put them together, then I put them all into like a uh, Word document, and then uh, I it doesn't really help. So I think I'm gonna stop doing it, but I would just then print out like all of like the ideas for shit, and then just gonna have them out in front of me. Um, but I don't think it did very much. So yeah, I write the stuff down, but in a clumsy manner.
Yeah. Yeah. I just read Jeff Tweedy put out a book about like songwriting. I read that and I'm like, I don't know. Like it's like trying to ask like a painter, like, how do you paint? Like, whatever you ask somebody that you respect or think has cool art. You're like, how's this thing work?
Mm.
And they're just like, I don't know. I can't really tell you. You know, there's no like uh, set step, like a 10-step process to writing a song because it's like this intangible, this weird idea floating around, in the ether.
Yeah, I do find that strange. Like I think getting help with stuff or like co-writing things is like I understand that, but yeah, I think like yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think yeah, I remember like thinking it's weird like songwriting classes and shit. There must be a lot of bad songs that
Yeah,
come out from, I mean, there's a lot of bad songs that come out from people that don't go to songwriting classes. You know,
right.
uh, yeah, I guess you have to write through the bad shit to get to the good shit at some point. But that's it. Yeah, I think yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know if you can kind of
Yeah,
who fucking knows.
I know, and I know that's a terrible question. I hate asking that question just because it's so I don't know. That's like one of the that'd be like if you were on I don't know talking to some news reporter or whatever, and they're like, "What motivates you, Fraser?
Yeah, what are your
Where does it
influences?
come from? What are your influences?" Uh,
Yeah.
but what are your influences? I'm just joking. Uh,
Peace tea. That's my influence.
Yeah.
Good old can of peace tea. That's all I need.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird trying to put, like I said, stuff. I don't know, trying to like put air in like Ziploc bags. It's like the same idea to me of like, I don't know. Is it fucking? Is it? I don't know. That's a bad. Maybe that's a bad analogy.
There's not enough hair in Ziploc bag analogies. Don't be too hard on yourself. You're doing God's work here.
Damn it.
Yeah, like yeah, I think I know people that have done like songwriting stuff. I think but they already write songs, and it kind of helps. I think from scratch, it seems like a weird thing. Like I couldn't go if someone.
Yeah.
You know, if it was, I can't think of a good. Like say I wasn't. I don't know how to put hair in a Ziploc bag. Let's go for that. I'd never done it before, and it turns out it was quite a complicated thing. Then I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure going to a class could help me do it. But then again, that's a bad analogy now that I've tried to use it.
Terrible analogy.
Yeah. I don't know. Fucking yeah. Yeah, and I'm just thinking about hair on Ziploc bags. So I'm going to be dreaming of tonight. That's what I'm going to be doing to help me sleep, counting hairy Ziplocs.
There you go. Do you have? I'm a guy who has trouble sleeping. Do you have to use like melatonin or anything to try and sleep?
No, I go through periods of it, like of seeming to kind of sleep all right, but also just feeling quite tired a lot of the time. Like a nap today, for example, before, like I didn't, yeah, as I said, like I got confused about what day it was. So I just woke up not long before this. But I'm not good at napping. I'm really bad at napping. I've nailed like the 15-20 minute one a couple of times recently, and it has worked really well, but then frequently it'll just turn into like 2 hours like it did today.
Yeah.
Or an hour or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I go through like stages of thinking I'm sleeping all right, but still being tired, and then recently it's been very broken up. Someone gave me a good tip though that worked really well. Where when you get your eyes closed, like you try and focus on like the center of your head, or kind of on your eyes, because then that seems to like instinctively just kind of. Oh, and then it makes you kind of think about your face, and it like relaxes your face and your eyes and all this shit, and it does work. But I'm lacking in concentration for anything currently, so no sleep.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's not working right now. I'm trying it. No. Yeah, it's.
Good if it did work.
Have you ever?
You're asleep.
Yeah. How much time do you spend on like social media? Do you find yourself just like dead scrolling into the abyss forever?
As little time as possible. Sorry, there's a bit of a lag there. If I interrupted you, it's because of it's going a bit slow. Oh wait. I had dead scrolling into the abyss forever, and now you've gone back to normal. I tend, it's annoying right now because I'm having to like push album stuff, so I'm like on it more. But I do a pretty good job of like not being on it all that often. Like otherwise, the disconnect it creates is nuts. So I try and keep away from it as much as I can, and then live as much in the real world as possible. And I try and like, take it old school, like I got I got like a burner phone for a while, and like wasn't going on social media, and all that shit because I was like, I'm gonna live like it was, the 90s or some shit. Turns out no one
Damn.
gave a fuck, and they just didn't get in touch with me. So no one respected it. And it's like,
Ah!
I guess Fraser's not hanging out anymore. And it's like, no, I'm trying to like not
Yeah.
insane. Um,
He's trying to be
so
mysterious with his flip
yeah,
phone. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't get a flip phone, but I did get like a brick one. But it turns out it was a proper like old
Oh, okay.
person phone, like big buttons and
Yeah.
stuff.
Like a
Um,
what, Bumblebee? Is that what they call him?
yeah,
I
I'm gonna say
forgot.
yeah.
Yeah, big. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Yeah, there's like Jitterbug. No, it's Jitterbug. That's it. Uh, it's big. Yeah, huge numbers on this. Yeah, on the 9 button.
Yeah, I tried to do that thing, and yeah, ended up with even less respect than I started out with. So I ended up going back to like having like a smartphone, and I delete like the apps and stuff when I'm not doing band stuff. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of thing. Try and do that.
Yeah, it's
How about you?
yeah, it's I try not to, like, but it's, it's tough sometimes when you're just like I'm a big like idle hands guy where like if I'm not doing something, I get into all sorts of hijinks, uh but I don't know, I've been trying to read more.
Mm,
I've been trying to actually, put the phone down and just like read for like chunks of time without checking out the phone unless,
yeah, I've been trying to do the
I
same
get,
thing.
yeah.
I mean, I kind of gave into audiobooks not that long ago because my concentration was so short that I thought, well, I can listen to someone talking instead. Um, yeah, which is better for the time being, I think.
It, is is there a book that you've listened to recently that
The one,
that
yeah,
stood out?
the one that I would recommend that I listened to the whole thing of recently is James Acaster's new book, like the comedian, English comedian, which is funnily enough about
Oh,
quitting social media, but it's all just absolute nonsense. Like it starts off with him saying that he was the first ever person on MySpace and that he stumbled across it because he was trying to buy a spade online. So he was looking for he meant to put in the popular web address myspade.com, but ended up on MySpace.
oh my God,
It's so fucking dumb. But yeah, I highly recommend it.
love it.
Yeah, so I think that was
Hell
the
yeah.
last one. I listened to the whole thing of. I went down. I think I spoke about this last time, maybe, um, about falling down a kind of rabbit hole of like atheistic existentialism. Did I mention that last time? It sounds like something I would probably say. And like and stuff.
It's not, yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so there's a guy Schopenhauer that I tried listening to. An audiobook of his. One, he says a priori far too many times. It was beginning to get annoying. And then I found out after listening to not very much of it, but you know, enough to feel bad, that it turns out he wrote a book called On Women back in the day. This is like old timey philosopher kind of shit. It's basically he was
Okay.
a prick and he got dumped. And then
Oh
he
no.
threw his ex like down some stairs or something, and she took it to court, and she ended up winning, and he had to pay money back. He had to pay her money until the day she died. So he just wrote a book about how all women were shit. So when I insane, right? So when I found that out, I was like, I'm not fucking reading this guy's stuff.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
philosophers though that I enjoy is that it's like the original diss track a lot of the time, like because they slag fuck out of each other. They just like go off in tangents about how other people things they think are bullshit. And back then it must have taken a
Yeah.
while for that to get to the person, and then they'd be like motherfucker, and then they would write a book and be like, well, this person's a prick, and what they think is bullshit, and in a few months or years later, that person would just be like, "Oh, that piece of shit," and then they would hit the typewriter, and it would just go back and forth. So that's a pretty interesting part of it. But fuck that guy, obviously. So I don't recommend this,
love it.
but James Acaster's book's good.
Yeah. You talking about the guy trying to first person on MySpace? That reminded me of the Norm Macdonald book. I don't know if you've read that.
No.
It's
I've been meaning to for a while.
It's worth a read. Yeah. But yeah, it's anybody. I don't know. Like modern day philosophy is so weird. It's so weird to be like. Because whenever I went to school, like you could get a philosophy major or whatever, but it's like, no, like this, the time has passed. This is, you can't be you can't, if you're a philosopher, you're walking around in robes or like a bed sheet, just contemplating. That's not a modern, you can't do that now.
I mean, you could give it a shot.
You could.
Yeah. There's another thing we could try out.
Yeah. There's it just reminded me of here in Birmingham, there's a park where these it's mostly gentlemen are what they call Black Israelites. You heard of this?
No, you kind of broke up a bit there. I heard Black Israel. Yeah.
Yeah, have you heard? It's a gentleman on the street screaming about how people from Africa were the first Jewish people. It's all crazy nonsense. And it's most like misogynistic and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. But they wear some crazy garb of like old school, like Roman sentinel looking people with like purple uniforms, and that's what a modern day philosopher makes me think of. Just like crazy street preacher.
Yeah. It's probably all right being not a misogynistic one, obviously, or like a terrible one, but just being a crazy person that yells in the street. That's what I'm shooting for when I'm older.
Yeah. What would be do you have any like ideas? Like what would be the ideology that you'd be pushing for?
I got a bunch of ideas. Eat porridge for every meal.
Like that?
That's probably it, to be honest.
Damn, you got that real Goldilocks mentality about you. Of
I'm a modern day Goldilocks.
Pushing porridge. Yeah.
I've got some ideas. There's a cafe in Edinburgh that I go into every week or two, and I just yell ideas at them. Really, so I'm kind of on my way. I don't know the people. I know them a bit better now, but that's genuinely how it started. Was just to kind of give them ideas on things that they could do to run their business into the ground. And they ended up giving me the email address for the new place that they're opening to send them like any ideas that I have. So yeah, it's turned out pretty. And that's like, that's the kind of the kind of real interactions that I enjoy, rather than like doom scrolling or talking to people on the internet. I like to go in and go into cafes and yell at people, and then eventually they came in and be like, all right, this is kind of entertaining. So
all right, give them the email address. Yeah,
I haven't emailed yet though.
What are...
It's kind of I kind of like just being like a face without a name that would in and out once or twice, once every couple of weeks. So yeah, no, or maybe I'll make a fake email address with like your name or something.
Okay.
Or just
And
anyone's.
you'd be you. Ooh. Okay. Here. Okay. So yeah. So you email them as Fraser, as yourself, with your ideas, and I or you as me emails the same, being like, "Hey, did this Fraser guy email y'all like with
Oh,
like
so
these
that's a
radical
complicated
ideas?"
way of doing it, but yes, let's do that. That sounds more complicated
And
and confusing. I thought I would just
oh
make
yeah,
a. Yeah, I don't know what I meant by that, by the way. I don't know where I was going. I don't know how having a different email address would mean that it wasn't me emailing them. Um,
but I try and like, or you as me, you're trying to like discredit Fraser, which only gives the coffee house more like, oh, we got to back Fraser. Fraser's our guy, and we got this crazy other guy trying to besmirch Fraser.
well,
So
no disrespect, crazy other guy, but I think my ideas are pretty airtight. I don't think anyone
I'm just saying,
is going to change a thing.
this is, we're spitballing here, Oh man.
I did
Um,
but not
do you-
sure. Sorry, I got confrontational.
Ah! Yeah. Do you have? Can you give us like a taste, like one idea for
I
the
did
coffee
a
house?
rebrand for the new coffee shop. Yeah, you know the band. You know the band Wet Wet Wet.
I don't know.
They're a Scottish band. Look them up at some point.
Okay.
You're probably not gonna like them. They're like a pop band from like the 80s and 90s. Um, they were at number one for an ungodly length of time at one point, like 13 or 14 weeks or something. But their singer's called Marty Pello, and they told the person at the coffee shop said that her and her husband were opening a new place in Portobello in Edinburgh. So and it was books and coffee. That's what they're going to sell. So the idea is Portobello, Marty Pello, then Marty Pello, Party Mellow, and Wet Wet Wet, books, and then in brackets and coffee. So it's going to be called Party Mellow, books, and coffee. And the sign, or just the entire window, will be Marty Pello from Wet Wet Wet, mellowing out at a party, reading a book and having a coffee.
I love it. Are you going to try and get Wet involved in any way?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know what they're up to these days. The thing is, Marty Pello isn't in them anymore, so I'd have he'd be more of an attraction, I think, than the other members. So
think so.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not as up on like Scottish groups as I should be.
That's fine. Yeah, I didn't expect you to be like, too familiar with Wet Wet Wet. So that's all good. But the Proclaimers, on the other hand, you're up to speed with no.
Oh yeah, don't get me started.
Yeah, I sent you the Brothers Fife, right?
Yeah, loved it.
That song is in the party don't stop.
The proper leg up? Is that it? Knees up. Is the knees up? Is that a Scottish thing or is that a them thing? Or
have a knees up. Or like a gathering type thing.
Okay, so we're gonna hang out.
More of a good time. Yeah, a good time hanging out. A proper knees up.
Love it.
But they do mention it in quite a lot. That was the thing. I didn't fully get it at first, and then they kind of there's the same kind of themes of having a proper knees up.
Yeah, the video ties it all together. Yeah,
presents and stuff. They like talking about presents and stuff as well, which is that's when I was like,
a lot of a lot of Christmas It's all Christmas songs, pretty much, right?
Yeah,
You said there's a New Year's song, right?
it's a New Year one. Yeah, there's a band from Scotland called Goodbye Boy Monday, and they covered "The Party Don't Stop" at a gig in Dundee at the end of last year, and also a couple of members of Goodbye Boy Monday and Paper Rifles did an entire cover set of Gary Biscuits from the Brothers Fife. His other thing where it's just all songs about the one camping trip.
I love that shit, man. Love it.
It's definitely it's unfortunately not as deep a rabbit hole as like Andrew WK, but it's definitely worth investigating.
We can start the rabbit hole right now. We start digging right now,
Yeah.
Fraser. I heard they had knee replacements, right? So those aren't even their real knees that they were born with. You know,
That's a good rumor.
that's a good one.
That is a good rumor. That was too pronounced, I feel. That's a good
Yeah.
rumor. I meant to say that.
We can start that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll start a burner Instagram account and tag the fellas in it and be like, is this true? Or maybe I'll message them, be like, is this story true that you guys don't have your knees that you were born with?
Yeah. Hashtag not a proper knees up. Send that to them.
If you were not born with your knees that you're putting up, it's not proper.
That's a fraudulent I can give fraudulent knees up. I'll send that over.
Ooh.
One of the numbers, and you can
send it over.
Razz them from a burner phone.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to, like, you know, in movies, whenever somebody has a burner phone and they send the text message or they do the call and they snap it in half and throw it in the garbage. Yeah. I've always wanted to do that.
Maybe I could do that because I have the one. Oh, I was going to send it to you actually, so maybe I'll leave it.
You don't have to send it to me. You can just cash at me and I'll go to the drugstore up the road, pharmacy, and buy a fake phone, a burner phone.
See, if I had anticipated all the burner phone talk and the opportunity arising that I could snap one, I would have looked it out for this, and then I could have done it, could have witnessed it in real time.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it just doesn't work out the way you want it to, does it?
You're okay. We can start wrapping up here soon. But one more thing, just because I've got I got like a work meeting, like in a little bit. But you're a funny guy. You're a fun man. Would you ever write songs like that? Like, or do like an album, like a funny album? I don't know. Do you have any desire to do that?
No, not really. I mean, yeah.
Or like silly, I guess. More, yeah.
Yeah. Me and my friend Raph, we did this thing called Fingo, which is like bingo but with things, and that's fun. That's a fun activity. We've only done it once before, and then lockdown kicked in and all that stuff. So we're doing it on the 19th of next month at a record shop on the street that I live on.
Oh yeah.
Where, every bingo number has a picture assigned to it, which is brought up on a screen, and you get no points for guessing, and none of it really makes sense. But you just have to like cross it off. And the first time we did it, people got kind of riled up because they're like, "What is written down like that does not make sense for what the picture is." But it's like you get no points for this argument, so just fucking cross it off if you got it. And people win prizes, and the prizes are just things that we don't want that are in our bedroom. So yeah. But no, I haven't. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know if I'd be good at writing funny songs. I'll stick to cafe ideas.
Love it. Well, yeah, man. Stay on for a little bit after we, officially stop recording. But yeah, Fraser, thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
Wait a
minute.
what Wrong Life stuff is coming up that you want to plug?
Was that say it again? It went a bit weird internet wise there.
Fraser?
Hi there. You hear me there?
Hey. Yeah. Is there any Wrong Life stuff coming up that you want to plug?
The album just came out, self-titled. Put a lot of thought into that. So yeah, buy that if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. That's my sales pitch. There'll be another album in a few months. Summer, I'm hoping.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's it, really.
Cool. Well, yeah, stay on for a second. But Fraser, you had options.